The 10-minute drill.
This is a big one.
Covered by Universal Roof and Contracting. The difference is Universal.
On 1010XL.
Let's go, let's go, let's go.
Hit it.
Before we get going on some of the topics here on the 10-minute drill, there's a kind of a theme running through the text line involving Allen Robinson. I just want to kind of set the record straight. The Jags didn't choose not to sign Allen Robinson. He made it very clear he wanted to go somewhere else. I mean, Allen Robinson left the Jags more than the Jags cut bait with Allen Robinson.
Yeah, they would have had to break. They would have had to give him crazy money. I guess they made him an offer. It wasn't. Yeah, but yeah.
In hindsight, you should have taken any money you gave Hearns and any money you gave Marquise Lee and kept Allen Robinson.
Yeah,
but that's hindsight. Yeah. So be it. The NFL season started last night.
He had a good game. He was one bright spot. Yeah,
I find it ironic as we celebrate 100 years of football with these two. Iconic teams that they combined for 13 points. Mm-hmm. When the two teams met for the first time in 1920, they got 20 points. Maybe they played in the preseason then.
Yeah, maybe they did. I don't know. It was a dog game. I mean, it was very disappointing to open the season with that, and I think we're going to see a lot of that this weekend. We'll certainly monitor it, but I'm sure there'll be a couple good performances from a couple guys who didn't play as well, and then we'll all sit there and scratch our heads and wonder. Does it matter? Doesn't it matter? And that'll be one of the topics, but it's coming. And trust me, we'll debate this on Monday because there'll be enough poor performances from teams that didn't play their players that we'll all sit there and wonder. One guy who –
And, by the way, I think if we look back to last year's first game when there were lots of teams that played all their guys, there were crap games like this, I'm sure.
Yep. Speaking of crap, the Raiders got a whole handful of that out there in Oakland with Antonio Brown. And I guess the question is, will he ever play for Oakland, yes or no? Yes or no?
No.
And I think a lot of people feel that way right now. And I think the Raiders might be sitting down having a serious conversation. Gruden wants
playing
to
good
play.
Cop. He's
obviously.
playing good cop. And Mayock's playing bad cop.
Yeah.
I bet you between the two of them now, they both want him gone. I bet you.
I don't know. I don't know if John Gruden knows what the bottom line is, and that's winning football games. And I think John Gruden was honest when he said, I think deep down Antonio's a good guy. And I think he wants to get him to, the games and see what happens. But it's just,
I tell you what, I
worry. I honestly think the guy might have some mental health issues. And watching Hard Knocks and watching the way he talks.
Dan. We just didn't pay attention. Here's one thing that we can say: all you Steeler fans that hate Mike Tomlin, he did an unbelievable job with that guy. All you Steeler fans that think Ben Roethlisberger is a diva.
Yeah. Oof.
He must have just had to bite his tongue and look the other way a million times with that guy on that team.
Yeah.
This is not – so that's where – I don't know about if it's mental illness, then shame on the Steelers for not recognizing it years ago. But this is a guy who live streamed a coach's press, pep talk to the team 3 or 4 years ago.
Well, now he's in danger of losing $30 million.
Yeah, if I'm the Raiders, I said I don't think he will. I kind of took that from the Raiders' perspective. If I'm the Raiders, I don't care. And if I'm lead the Raiders – so tough luck, John. We're not bringing him back. This was a huge mistake.
Yeah.
We have an unbelievable free pass here to get out of this because of his actions.
Uh-huh.
And we're going to get out of this. I mean, this is not going to end well. If he stays with the Raiders, it won't help him a bit. He's not going to help him win one more game. I'd argue they would help him lose games before we'd help him win them because he is erratic with a capital E right now.
Yeah.
And the Raiders entitled him to this. When this whole nonsense started, they should have said, get a helmet and get on the field or you're suspended.
Yeah.
They shouldn't have coddled him and kissed him on the forehead and told everyone this means a lot to him to find the right helmet. It's all so ridiculous that I'm glad it's blown up on the Raiders. Have fun cleaning it up. And if I'm any team in the league, I don't want Antonio Brown. Not one team. Maybe Bill Belichick could do something with him.
Well, I'm hoping he makes it. I like Oakland as a wild card pick this year. So.
Yeah, your picks kind of took a beating with that move yesterday.
Yeah, it didn't go well.
Yeah.
So we're looking.
What do you think? You think he'll play for the Raiders again?
I'm gonna say yes. I'm gonna say it's too much here at stake.
What does it take to fire a guy, Hick?
Well,
I mean, if somebody worked under you, came up and threatened to punch you in the face and had to be restrained, are you going to put up with that?
No, I really wouldn't want him around.
He's not a difference maker, Dan, to the point that the Raiders are going to win it all with him. This sends a terrible message to anybody who's got any kind of real character on that team.
Yeah.
So, again, I say this because somebody tell me the last time the Steelers won the Super Bowl, please. Antonio Brown's been catching 120 balls for 8 million yards and 20 touchdowns every year for the Steelers, and they're not winning anything, and they're much better than the Raiders. So I think on a bad team like the Raiders, the potential is for more harm than good. But we shall see.
Bet they wish they had Keelan Doss back.
Maybe.
Well, too bad. We got him.
The seas have finally parted. If Serena doesn't tie the record with this peach of a run out, I don't know how she can't. She was dominant again last night. There's a reason she's been dominant. All the other legitimate challengers and contenders are getting knocked out by other people, and now she's left to face this 19-year-old who's got a grand total in her career of 8 wins in major tournaments. 8.
Yeah, here's the situation, though. I watched Serena, not this match. I didn't watch last night.
She was dominant
watching
again.
Football, but she was. That's what I read. Well, she was dominant the match before. And very rarely do you go dominant. So I'm worried that in the finals again, the struggle and the pressure. I don't know. Serena has not performed well in her last, is it 3 Grand Slams?
She looks healthier and quicker. It's not just there's a reason
good.
she's
I hope
been
you're
dominant.
right. I hope she gets number 24.
Yeah, she will. Guaranteed. Here. Lock of the year.
Oh, dear.
Lock of the year. You're playing.
You ever heard of Roberta Vinci?
I listen. You can introduce me to 1,000 people I've heard or not heard of. Serena Williams is winning her 24th on Saturday.
Oh, boy.
Yeah, that's happening because.
What are the odds? Is that a Friday 5-packer?
I don't know what the odds. I don't. She'll win. Listen, if there's odds where you can take her in straight sets, take that one. If there's odds you can take the other girl wins 6 games or less in the 2 sets, take that one. She's going to blitzkrieg this girl and win the title. So that moment of celebration, that marquee 24th major, it's coming her way this weekend. It's been the perfect combo. Like I said, the brackets have opened, and she's playing the best tennis she's played since she had the baby.
You have twin boys. If they, let's say one of them was a pitcher and one of them was a hitter, and they made the big leagues.
Who would I root for?
It looked like Dad was definitely rooting for the younger one.
Was he the hitter or the pitcher?
He was the pitcher.
The pitcher for the Marlins.
The pitcher for the Marlins made his major league
debut.
What's
their name? Moran?
Colin Moran has played for the Pirates because I saw him against the Mets. So I don't know how long he's been with them, but he's been there this year. And Brian Moran is the Marlins guy, and he comes into the game, and look who's up. It's Colin Moran. Oh, great. First guy I've ever had to face is my brother. Are you kidding me? No, I'm not. And he struck him out looking. And I think it was the dad, but I'm not sure. But one of the family members.
Colin is the younger brother that was batting.
Okay.
Older brother is the guy who was making his debut pitching.
Oh. So older brother's still got that little.
He's been grinding to get there.
A little chip.
Well, and he's got I'm the older brother, so I'm always been better than you. So I don't care if you're in the big leagues. I'm going to whip you
out.
Yeah.
And he did. Well, good for him.
And he did. But
I would in that case.
What a great uncomfortable moment.
I feel like I could relate to Colin as being the younger brother who's clearly better.
I think I would root for one of two things. I would root for an intentional walk or for a P that somebody makes an unbelievable play on, like a shot in the gap that the left fielder dives and catches.
Yeah,
or,
that would
something
be good.
Where they both have some success.
Yeah,
but my kids always played on the same team. They never faced each other.
What a cool thing that would be as parents to have not one but 2 kids in the big leagues.
Yeah.
What an impressive night for the Moran family. But I thought that was very cool from baseball last night. So.
Absolutely. Yeah,
I enjoyed that.
I agreed with that. All right, we got a big weekend of college football coming up, and outside of Friday 5-pack, who has, you think, the better puncher's chance? It might be an obvious answer because of the respect that Clemson has garnered, but between Texas A&M at Clemson and LSU at Texas it would seem LSU would
Texas
be closer.
Texas is an underdog.
Yeah, which is dumb.
At home.
Yeah, I don't understand that.
Yeah, I don't get that.
I don't know why everyone all of a sudden is in love with LSU and has forgotten that they're a 3-loss team every year. For the love of Pete, what happened? I know you're kind of in that camp.
Yeah.
I mean, not to the – I'm going to tell you right now, at the end of the year, LSU have 2 or 3 losses like they always do. And if you're an LSU fan, say the same thing about Florida because that is also true.
Leonard would disagree with
Yeah, well,
yeah,
who do you root for? Do you root for SEC or do you either?
I'm more of an
for the SEC, but
I'm more of an anti-SEC guy. Like
you are
I'm just
in those games?
If you want me to be honest, I would root for Texas
and Clemson. I'll probably root for Texas A&M against Clemson. I'm getting sick of Clemson. It always happens.
Yeah, I don't. That one doesn't.
I'll root for LSU though, because I like LSU more than Texas, not because it's SEC.
Yeah.
I think this thing, especially among fans who think the media are rah-rah for conferences. They're just so wrong on that, but it's silly to argue it with them.
Yeah.
Some things you're not going to win an argument.
I don't.
Now,
I think the only
if it's
reason
your team, then sure.
I think the only time I would root for I would root for Texas A&M. I think if I pick them to cover
well,
the 17.5.
Get down to it.
Otherwise, I don't. It doesn't. That one doesn't matter to me. I have a hard time rooting for teams that I play every year that I have a rivalry with. So I can't root for LSU. I don't like LSU.
That's fine.
Yeah.
I can.
Yeah.
It doesn't bother me.
Yeah. So I know. And I kind of had Texas as one of my teams this year. So
it's a big game for them.
Yeah.
I mean, for Texas, what does this do for their program?
Yeah.
Bouncing forward.
Yeah.
Right.
It is a big game in conferences too. Because the SEC, the middle of the SEC is not very impressive at all.
Known as the East.
Mostly the East. So you want your Bamas and Georgias and LSUs and whoever else steps up, be it Auburn or Florida, to be really good, because the middle of it's not very good, at least not after week 1.
Yeah, I think Florida's schedule is good enough that they could be a 10-2 team, but they don't. It's not like I feel like they're like on the cusp of being a playoff team.
All right, Beef, what are we giving out today?
We're hooking one lucky Guggen up that you'll give a number out to with a fantastic prize pack that features parking from our friends at usaparking.net for their next trip away from the First Coast, and they'll also get lunch or dinner from 2 from Chick-fil-A.
And by the way, we are going to give you a chance to win a pair of Jaguars tickets at the top of the hour, 8 o'clock.
Jags Chiefs?
So stay tuned for that. And when we come
man.
back, if you are lucky enough to win the tickets, if you also take our advice in the Friday 5-pack, we'll have lots of extra cash to buy concessions.
641-1010. We'll go caller number uno right now. Right off the rip. Dial fast, dial quick, and you're in and you're winning.
It's an All-American Friday here on The Drill, brought to you by the A-Team at All-American Roll-Off and Recycle.